Managing tickets in Jira Service Management is really not that hard, but only when you actually set up the right categorization and the right queues. So why are those two things so important? Well, let's look at categorization first. We have our JSM project here, and the first thing we're going to look at is how we categorize incoming requests. We have things like incident, problem, employee setup, task, subtask. Now imagine a whole office goes down. Like you have an office of 100 people, the internet goes down, and it's a major incident. Let's say that comes in as an access request, which usually are considerably lower priority. That would be not good, right? That would not be good because nobody would be looking at it immediately. There'd probably be no alerts coming in. And to manage those kinds of tickets would become very difficult to near impossible without the right categorization. So starting from the work type is going to be by far the most important thing. So really work types are the highest level of categorization, and you could only have a few, or you should only have a few per space. In this case, we have an IT support project. Common ones are incident, service request, access, maybe task, employee setup. There's a couple others here that are a little more nice to have, like change management or change, as well as a service request with approvals. Now, this is the highest level of categorization. So every ticket that ever comes in is going to be one of these things. Below this, we have request types. And request types, which also kind of bundle into their own categories, they don't necessarily have to, but it does make it easier, map to a work type. So as you can see here, things like ask a question, get IT help, request Office VPN, those are all mapped to one single work type, which is the service request work type. Whereas incidents, we have a couple of these. This might be a broken asset or reporting like a major outage or issue. So top level, we have work type, which is like the overarching type of request. What kind of a thing is this? Is it someone asking for something? Is there an outage or an alert? Is it some just random task that I need to accomplish? That's the type. And then the work type, the request type is a little bit more specific. Those are things like, let's say someone does have a service request, but they need a laptop, or they need access to Wi-Fi, or they need access to a piece of software. Those are different types of requests that fall into one work type. And without this categorization, you will never be able to manage your tickets very well inside of Jira. It'll be near impossible, right? Because if you don't have the right categorization, if everything is the same, if every request coming in is identical, you don't know what's higher priority, you don't know what's relevant, you don't know what to address first. So this is always step one. And if you want to dig more into how to set up these great categories, these request types, how to create really good portals in JSM, I have a ton of content out on that. Feel free to check that out. So that's step one. Step two is going to be setting up our queues correctly. Now, queues, I'm really not a fan of what Atlassian did with them. I think they're far more complex than they should be. And queues should really be very simple. Queues, all they are a grouping of requests or things or tickets that are coming in that make it easy for you to work on them. That's it. And Atlassian introduced things like, what do you call them? Priority groups. You have different queues. You could manage your queues in different sections. You have your whole queue open slot here. And I think this encourages a lot of teams and companies to use a ton of queues, which I think is actually a really bad thing to do. And you only really need 3 primary queues inside of Jira to manage your tickets properly. And that is all open tickets, this one here, all my tickets, which is tickets exclusively assigned to me. And this is a kind of a dynamic variable. I'll show you how to set that up in a second. So anybody who clicks this queue, it automatically applies to them. And then recently closed tickets or open, closed kind of in the past week, in case you want to reference something recent. That's literally it. So you just want to see all open tickets. That way you could jump in here as an end user, go in, be like, cool, this one I'll go ahead and assign it to myself. Now I could work on it. These are all open, still yet to be closed. A couple of these are triaged wrong. But then I have all my open tickets, which is just anything I have open that still needs to be done, that is outstanding, that I could look at in a quick snippet. There are other queues that are nice to have, maybe things like escalated, maybe things like VIP queues. But when you go into queues and you're running into more than 10, it starts being so overwhelming that you just don't end up using most of the queues. And what happens is you just are met with a ton of information that you don't know what to do with. Keeping this as simple as possible, as streamlined as possible, is the best way to manage tickets in Jira. So how do you actually set these queues up? Well, I actually like to start outside of queues for this process. I like to go down to filters, and then I go to search all work items, and this is where I craft what my queue should be. Now, all I do is typically just go to Ask AI now, because Rovo's pretty great at finding what I need. So all I would type in here, for example, is all my open items, and I'll click go, and it should craft the JQL for me, and I'll show you how to use this and apply it to a queue in a second. Okay, all my open tickets, it set a status category of not done, order by created descending, and it's I'll say assigned to me, because it didn't quite grasp that one. So I'll make sure I'll do that, and then I'll search again. Let's see, it should give me something more relevant. There we go. And now I could go through and I could scroll through, see, okay, everything's assigned to me. Maybe I only want to see things that are critical priority. So I'll also add that, only critical. So this is kind of what I do. I literally just go to the filter tab. I'll even make some spelling mistakes. Let's see if it could still give me a relevant answer. Perfect. And I'll just kind of whittle this queue down to what I want to see. And again, the 3 queues that you need are all open, my open, and recently closed. That's it. You could experiment from there if you want. Like if you want a critical open queue, that's totally fine. So all I'm going to do now is copy this JQL. We'll head back to the project where I want my queue. We'll go to our queue settings. We'll create a new queue, and then we give this queue a name. Let's say my high priority tasks or items. I'll say items because these may not be tasks. And then all I'm going to do is paste in my JQL here. That's it. It should whittle this queue down. Perfect. It's exactly what I want to see. You could double check. The filters view will show you everything across every project, so do keep that in mind. This will only show me things in my IT support project. Okay, so we have it ready. All I have to do is hit create, and boom, my queue is created. Hey, real quick. Every company has goals, and every company has tools like Jira, but almost every company is missing the middle. This is a system that connects your goals to the work your team actually does every single day. And without it, you end up chasing updates, sitting through status meetings, and wondering where projects actually stand. We call this missing middle the execution layer. And I recorded a free 90-second breakdown that shows you how the grid operating system fixes this missing middle. Links in the description below, and back to the video. It's really as simple as that. So I always start with the filters because inside of your queue settings, you don't have that little Rovo AI agent, which you can do things manually with JQL or with basic filters, but usually you're more limited on basic filters. In JQL, although I am pretty proficient with it, it's still always faster just to go to AI and say, hey, give me these things, and then boom, it's ready for me. Rovo's phenomenal at doing that nowadays. So that's just how I do it now. And there we go. All I'll do next is go through and make sure I star the correct queues that I need. So I'll go through, unstar everything, for example, and I'll star everything that's relevant to me because I don't really want to see a bunch of random queues if there's like other people using these and other teams, other groups, whatever. I'll just star the 3 that I want. Let's say all open tickets, all my tasks, and then my high priority items that I just created, for example. And now whenever I open up my queue, all I see is these relevant things that I actually care about. I'm not met with 20 queues that I have to scroll through, try to figure out what's where, what goes to which queue, what am I supposed to work out of. It's just a couple of things that I look at, immediately know what's outstanding, and immediately know what to actually execute on and work on. So that's pretty much it. The last little bit is to make sure that you're absolutely using SLAs for your sorting. So I'll go back to my queue here, and let's see, my queue settings. And let's go into the one I just created, the high priority items, edit, and we'll make sure to set up the sorting correctly in here. And all we have to do is change this order by, and instead of using created descending, we could again go back to filters and just say, in this case, I want to assigned to me and order by SLA, time to first response. And it should give me the right ordering this time. And the reason we want to do this is if you're ordering by priority or if you're ordering by created date, the problem with that is all the low priority stuff will probably never be handled if you always have high priority stuff coming in. Versus if you do SLA sorting, you're always going to lapse the SLA time at some point. So even if a very low priority ticket comes in and it's due a week from now, it's going to be required to, or it's going to be read if you don't respond to it, and the time to first response is within, 7 days. You still lapse those 7 days, and on the 7th day, you're like, okay, I have to respond today. Whereas if it's low priority, you always have higher tickets always coming up, and then you never get to the low priority tickets. So if you don't have any SLAs that you're setting up, I would highly encourage you to go in and actually use those. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or formal. Just go into your space settings, go into SLAs, set them up in a very basic way. I have a whole video on SLAs, probably several. You could go check out to actually set these up correctly, and then just use them for your sorting, at least internally, even if you don't have SLAs set up with your customers or end users or any type of targets you necessarily want to hit. Now, a couple of things to never do with your queues. You should absolutely never do these things. And that is to, number one, report on them. Don't use queues as reporting. I've seen a lot of people make this mistake thinking, okay, well, I need a place to see recently resolved stuff. I need a queue to see what Josh worked on today, what Bob worked on yesterday. That is not queues. Go to filters for that. Scroll down. Sorry, I am looking at filters right now. Scroll down, go to filters, create a filter for those kinds of reports. Queues are meant to be work out of. So when I go to my spaces, my IT queues, these are the things I look at daily to actively work out of. If this is something you look at once a week, it's not a queue. It should be a filter. So never, ever, ever do that. Number two, don't overload information in the fields. So when we go to queue settings, we have a second option that I didn't show yet. So if I go to edit my queue, there's my columns section. And in here, I could add, remove, reorder, organize, anything I want in here. Don't overload this with information. Show only what's absolutely relevant here. Things like SLAs, we absolutely should have in here. I think it's time to first response. There we go. That's my SLA. That we should absolutely have in our queue. And again, I would highly recommend including this every single time. Created date is relevant. Status is always relevant. Assignee, depending on where you're at, if you're in the all my tickets queue and that's where this queue is going to live, or that's what this queue is, you probably don't need the assignee in there because it's always going to be you. So stop showing that irrelevant information that you don't actually need. So this is my high priority items. It's always going to be me. I'm going to ditch that entirely. Summary is always great, if not required. Key sometimes is nice to get a quick reference shot. And then the request type is something I like to see visually in terms of what kind of categorization we are using here. So these are all great. Feel free to kind of mix and match these however you'd like. I would try to stay under 10 to 12 at least, but definitely have the core things in there that you're using, sorting, and looking at constantly to get all of the information you need to just jump into a queue. And then once I save this, I could look at that queue and say, okay, I know exactly what this is, what kind of category, and when it's due or when I need to respond. That way, I jump into my queue, I click in it, and I know what to work on first, and I even have the sorting done correctly, where the highest, most relevant things are at the top, and then I just knock the list down top to bottom. I don't have to think about what's most important. I don't have to try to piece together and figure out who needs what. I just look at the ticket that's on top, I click on it, I execute on it, and I keep moving forward. And by the way, if you set up these categories and queues correctly, you're going to be setting up what we call the execution layer correctly. This is the grid operating system. And every team has goals and every team has tools. In this case, we're looking at Jira here, but in the goal here that we're trying to achieve is better queues, better queue management, and better resolutions for our team. Now, a lot of times companies miss and teams miss the execution layer. They have the goal, they have the tool, they implement it, and they run with it. But they forget the thing that actually helps them solve the core problem, which is the execution layer. That's exactly what we help build here at grid.io. And if you want to work with us, or if you want to chat with our team on how we can potentially help build out better queues, better JSM environments for you, and build better execution layers, click the first link in the description below.